The Earth's core is leaking, but what exactly does this mean? Are we in danger? Is the next extinction looming? Or is this good news for us? Let's understand simply and definitively what this leak means and how it could impact humanity. We are Astro Geeks. If you're passionate about astronomy or just curious about the wonders of the universe, this is the place for you. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on our videos and help us by liking the video. This is very important for the start of our project. Together, let's explore the far reaches of the universe. Have you heard about NASA's Artemis mission? To be more precise, the Artemis 4 mission, which will aim to explore the moon's soil to analyze the possible extraction of a rare element called helium-3. Now imagine if we discovered that this very rare element was leaking from our Earth's core to the surface. Well, that's what a new study by scientists from the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution and the California Institute of Technology has revealed to the world. Let's understand the details of this study and what benefits this discovery could bring to humanity. First, we need to understand that the Earth's core is an inaccessible place. It is currently impossible to study the Earth's core directly. We study it through seismic waves, waves generated by earthquakes. This is an indirect way of studying the core. In other words, we estimate the properties of the core by analyzing other properties, such as velocity, wave propagation, amplitude, and various other attributes that exist in the signal generated by the earthquake. It would be much better and more efficient if we could have direct access to the Earth's core. And this new study could solve this problem for science. The team analyzed rock samples from Baffin Island in Canada and found much higher levels of helium-3 than expected. To do this, the researchers analyzed outcrops, which are exposures of rock, and in these exposures they did the description and all the geochemical analysis of the rock. When they analyzed the data, they found high concentrations of helium-3, which is strange, because as you may have heard, there shouldn't be any helium-3 on Earth. At this point you're probably wondering, if helium-3 doesn't exist on Earth, how was it found? Helium-3 doesn't actually exist on the Earth's surface, but it does exist in the Earth's core, because of when planet Earth was formed. Many years ago, the Earth's core formed and some time later generated helium-3, and only after that came the mantle and the Earth's crust covering the entire core and helium-3 together. And that explains how helium-3 ended up in our Earth's core. Now that we understand where helium-3 is coming from, let's understand what helium-3 actually is. Helium-3 is an isotope of helium, which means that it has the same number of protons as ordinary helium, but a different number of neutrons. Ordinary helium has 2 protons and 2 neutrons, while helium-3 has 2 protons and only 1 neutron. Helium-3 is a rare element on Earth, but abundant on the Moon. It is produced in the universe through nuclear fusion, which is the process that powers the Sun and stars. Helium-3 is a potential fuel for nuclear fusion reactors, which are a clean and safe source of energy. However, because it is so rare on Earth, extracting it is very expensive and unfeasible. To make it easier to understand, we can imagine that normal helium is like a diamond. It is a rare and valuable element. Helium-3 is like a different kind of diamond, one that has some kind of flaw. This makes it even rarer and more valuable, but it's also harder to find. In the case of helium-3, the defect is its number of neutrons. This is what makes it rarer and more valuable. Now back to Baffin Island, in the Canadian Arctic. How did the researchers discover this leak in such a remote and specific place? As we mentioned earlier, to find the leak, scientists examined outcrops, and to further explain how the leak is happening, Forrest Horton, the lead author of the study, tells us the following. As the rocky part of the Earth churns and forms convection like hot water on a stove, the material rises, cools, and sinks. During the cooling phase, helium is lost to the atmosphere and then to space. The detection of elements leaking from the Earth's core can help scientists unravel how our planet formed and evolved over time, and the new findings provide evidence that reinforces an existing hypothesis about how our planet came to be. But could the leak have any effect on humanity? As far as that's concerned, we can rest assured. Horton also explains that helium leaks from the Earth's core do not affect our planet or have negative implications. The noble gas does not react chemically with matter, so it will have no impact on humanity or the environment. Now that we understand that nothing bad can happen to us, let's move on to the good part. What benefits can this discovery bring us? The first is that, by identifying this helium-3, we'll be able to get information directly from the Earth's core. Because this helium-3 comes directly from there. And that's very valuable, because now it's possible to study the core of planet Earth directly and not just through estimates and assumptions. And secondly, and no less importantly, as we explained earlier, helium-3 can be used as fuel for nuclear fusion reactors. Nuclear fusion is a process that combines two light atoms to form a heavier atom, releasing a large amount of energy. Nuclear fusion reactors are a clean and efficient source of energy, as they do not produce greenhouse gases. They are also an abundant source of energy, as helium-3 is a renewable resource. This energy source is so sought after by everyone that NASA already has several missions with the aim of analyzing and making it possible to extract helium-3 directly from the moon. And thanks to this discovery, we no longer need to reach the moon to begin studies on this rare element. Studies and initial analysis can begin immediately, so a lot of money and resources can be saved and spent in a more strategic way. This discovery may have saved us years of investments and studies. Simply fascinating, don't you think? While we're on the subject, would you like videos explaining NASA's Artemis missions in more detail? Let us know in the comments. As usual, we've left all our sources of information down here in the video description. Thanks for joining us here at Astro Geeks. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on upcoming videos, and leave a like to strengthen our mission of spreading science. Together, let's keep exploring the wonders of the cosmos. Until next time, guys, and don't forget, always keep your eyes on the sky.